Good day and welcome to lucav-howto. This is your hub for data analytics. In this channel, we provide tutorials on data analytics and GIS. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel to get notified. You are welcome to the second part of our data preparation with Microsoft Excel videos. This video is structured to address a case study problem. In the course of addressing the case study problem, we will be unveiled with several data wrangling skills. So what are our learning objectives in this program? You will learn how to deal with unclean datasets, especially those ones that records contain spaces. We understand that in Microsoft Excel, we are sometimes faced with spaces within our records, and it's usually difficult to deal with them. We have basically three types of spaces: the trailing spaces, the leading spaces, and the non-breaking spaces. The non-breaking spaces are usually very difficult to deal with, and in this video, we will take you through on how to deal with such kind of spaces. We will also learn how to source for coordinates records and also to clean the coordinates records up and to use it to convert from one format to the other. In this video, we will be addressing how to convert with a single formula, how to convert from degree milliseconds to decimal degrees. You also learn how to generate random codes, alphanumeric codes that are combined with special characters, and the code will continually change at every single click. You also learn how to generate random dates, and the dates will be used to compute billing periods and also to round those periods to the nearest period, such as quarter, nearest month, or the nearest year. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to continually get notified. And please stick around to the end of the videos because we have a whole lot that you will gain. So what is this case study? Imagine that I am contracted by an estate manager to generate a clean set of data and to use the data for generation of annual service charge for each of the residents. So what are the terms of reference for this project? 1, I am expected to source for coordinates of the 250 housing units within the estate and to convert the coordinates to decimal degrees. I'm also expected to source for the full names of the 250 residents and to separate the full name into first name and the surname in 2 different columns. I'm also expected to generate unique property code for each of the properties. I'm also expected to generate a 6-digit dynamic alphanumeric code that is combined with special characters, and these numeric codes will continually change at every single day. I'm also expected to generate random dates and to use those dates to compute billing periods. And the period should be rounded to the nearest quarter. So if a contract lasts within less than a quarter, it will be rounded to the nearest quarter. I'm also expected to use all these records to compute the billing charge for each of the residents, the service charge. So this is the estate. Now we will derive the coordinates. We'll extract coordinates of these buildings, these properties. So the estate is bounded by these roads. So we will be extracting the coordinates up to this point. And to extract the coordinates, simple. You come here and start clicking. And then you start clicking. And then as you are clicking, it will be generating the coordinates here in degree milliseconds. So we believe that this is all we need. So we've extracted the coordinates. They are in the right format. So you come to export, and then you choose CSV, and then it takes you to, so I'll name it Kogo 1, right? All right, so let's open it. Let's go to where the file is saved, Kogo 1. So now we'll go straight to simply, first of all, I will save this file with a new name, with a workbook. No, I'll save the file, Kogo 1, yeah, save as. Now I'll go to text because I prefer working with text. So we'll call it Kogo 1, 1. Okay. So I will delete this because this is not what I need. And then I will prefer to copy, to keep the original, copy and paste here. So first of all, we can see that we have a problem here. Both the latitude and longitude are in one cell. So we need to separate it. There is a lazy approach to doing this. And to do that, if we want to use the tools, we just go to data, and then say next, and then next, and finish. So this means that we have degree, minutes, seconds for latitude, and then degree, minutes, seconds for longitude. Now, like I said, it's not a very smart way to work, but so I'll go straight to remove all the degree sign. First of all, I will just go copy the sign, and then I will say find, wherever you find degrees, replace it with nothing. But I'll take you through a very smart way of doing this. So don't just stick around. Replace all. Okay, this is supposed to be, yeah. So all that has been replaced. Come here again, and I will say find the minute sign and replace all. Find the second sign and replace all. Now find the N sign and replace all, and find the E sign, the E, letter E, and replace all. So you have them, both the degrees, minutes, and second, all in different columns. So we will try to recollect our primary elementary geometry, how to convert degree, minutes, seconds to decimal degrees. So this is the degrees, this is minute and second. You need to convert the minutes to degrees and also convert the seconds to degree. And in doing that, we know that we have 60 minutes making 1 degree, then 60 seconds making 1 minute, and so we have 3,600 seconds making 1 degree. So that's a very simple formula. So we say equal to degrees plus minutes divided by 60 minutes. Let me use parentheses. Divide plus seconds divided by 3600, which means we are converting it to degrees. We are converting the seconds to degrees, and when doing that, we divide it by 3600. So that is the formula. So this is the answer, and then you hit it down by simply copying and pasting it here. You've done same. So this is the latitude in decimal degrees, and this is the longitude in decimal. Yeah. So this is not a very smart way to work. Okay, so let me just let me just copy and paste special so that it will be as text, and then it will remove the formula. So copy, then Alt ESV, enter. So all the formulas are gone. I'll simply delete them, Control minus, and delete this also, Control minus. So we have the latitude and longitude. So it's as simple as this. But I want to teach you a smart way. So here I'll call this lazy. So it's a lazy method. Now the method I'm recommending is a smart. So I call it smart method. So let's copy this down there. So we take it to smart method, paste it. So first of all, we'll find a way to separate both the latitude and the longitude. We'll be using two functions. The other method, the lazy method, as I call it, we use the tools to separate, to work. Now this will be using function. If you want to apply a function in Excel, you have to start by saying equal to. Now the two functions we want to apply, one is called text before, and the other one is text after. So let me just show you what text before does. Okay, I will copy the degree sign, the minus sign, and the second signs. I want to copy them. So this is the degree sign. The minus sign is simply simply this, and then the second sign is this. So now we'll be referencing it. So I copy it. Yeah. So I copy the degrees, and then I'll say equals to text before. So it's a string function. It's a substring function. So it comes here and say, okay, text before degrees. Now, what is the first argument? Is text. So it's asking you to choose the text, which is this record, and then you see comma, and then the quotation marks, and then let's paste the degree sign. Let's see exactly what text before does. So text before degree means 8. So it's reading only the first degree. It's not coming here to read it. Now let's see what text after does. Equals text after. So the same way, we click on the text, and then the delimiter. The delimiters are either the degrees, the minutes, or the seconds, or any other delimiter that you find there. So I will now put the quotation mark again, close the brackets, and then what do I need to put here? If I say text after the degrees, so let's see what happens there after the degrees. Now let's say enter. So it's bringing out everything from this immediately after the degree. So it's the space, it starts from the space all the way down. So it means we can use this to separate this into two. Now we have from N here leftwards is the latitude, while from N rightward is the longitude. So let us extract the latitude. So latitude in degree minutes seconds, and then we'll extract the longitude in degree milliseconds. Right. So we'll say text before N. So equals to text before this, comma, quotation marks, and then text before what? N. So let's see what happens there. So it has chopped off the latitudes. Let's go to longitudes. Equals text after. So we want to say text after N. So we say text after, and then we are referring to this cell, comma, and what are we talking about? The N is what we are referring to. Close brackets, and you can see this is the longitude. So let's hit it down. Let's hit it down. Now I like to have them in text format. There is no issue with that, but personally I prefer working with text. I don't like working with formula. So copy and then Alt ESV, enter. Now let's begin to apply the formula. I want to apply in just one formula to produce the decimal degrees for the latitude and also for the longitude. So let's say lat degrees, and then long degrees, right? So now we will embed text before and text after in this formula. So first of all, we use text before to extract it. So we say equals text before this, comma, the quotation mark, and then we will paste our degree sign. So already we have it here, so let's go and copy it. So I'll paste it here, and then yeah. So when we have that, we'll close it and say plus. Now we have got 8. We now want to extract 57. In extracting 57, which is the minutes, text after will be nested inside the text before. So text before, text after. Text before, text after. So the text, now I will now put the degrees again. So I'm still referring to this. Yeah. And then I will fix this and put the degree sign again. And then I'll close it. And then I'll put the minute sign. So let's go. Yeah. So we've done the text after, comma, comma. So quotation mark and then close it. Let's just see how this works. Yeah. So it is adding 57 plus 8 is 65. So what I'm supposed to do here at this point, I will now say actually. So this is supposed to, yeah. So this is it. So this is I've applied the degrees and the minutes. Now we'll still next again, plus text before will be outside, text before, text after, text before, text after. Now this first one will now be the minutes. It will now be the minutes. So I'll still hit this, comma. So let me bring in the minute. No, that's the second. Yeah. So, comma, yeah, no, close bracket, comma. So I'll now bring the seconds. I know if you take time to look at it, it looks a bit confusing, but if you look at it very well, you will understand. Divided by 3600. So let's close the bracket and enter it. So this is it. It's as simple as this. So let's go through this again. Now this part from here all the way to here is the 8 degrees. We are trying to extract the 8 degrees. Plus from here all the way to this is the minute. You are extracting the minutes divided by 60, which will convert the minutes to degree. Then from here all the way to this, you are extracting the seconds, which is 28.29 divided by 3600. And while extracting the seconds, the first text, the text after will first of all start from the minutes. Text after the minute downward, that is what you want to extract. Then text before will now be the second. So it is like fixing, moving forward from the second, from the minutes and then ending at the second. So it's picking the 28.29. And that is why we get this correctly. Now you hit this down and you already have it. When you copy this and paste it here, and let's see, and so this is the second, it's referencing the longitude already. So this is how to solve it. So why I call this the smart way is because when you have this formula, you just to copy it and paste it. You can study how it works. You may not get it now, but when you take time, study it, you'll get it. And a smarter way to work than to go and start relying on tools. So this is it. Thank you very much for listening. So this section of the video, we will be generating names of the residents, owners within the estates, 250 names, and we are required to get the data from a source. So we've chosen to get the data from online, and so we simply copy this data, and then we went to Microsoft Excel, and then we pasted this. So these are the data. It comes this way. We have all of them, so we'll put them together to get the 250 names. Now, the video is aimed at addressing species in Microsoft Excel. We have mainly 3 types of species. We have the leading species, we have the trailing species, and the non-breaking species. The leading species and the trailing species are normal to Microsoft Excel, and it can be easily addressed using a function called trim function. While the non-breaking species are usually difficult to address, they are stubborn species. And the bad thing about species, working with species, is that it can affect your analysis. It's difficult to find them. And if you have, let's say you have thousands of rows or records within the sheet, it's difficult for you to be able to find out the one that has spaces. And so it can cause errors. So the video will address how to remove this kind of spaces. For the leading and trailing spaces, it is easy, like I mentioned earlier, to use the trim function to remove the spaces. So the trim function is intelligent enough to trim out spaces before a text and after a text, but it understands a name. When you have a full name, that is the surname and the first name, it is able to trim the beginning and the ending but it will intelligently leave out the space between the names. So let me just show you how the trim function works. So let me type my name, Emmanuel, and Emmanuel. So these two are expected to, let us test it. These two are expected to be equal. So Emmanuel equals to Emmanuel. So it's saying true. Now, if you introduce a space here, a leading space here, it will say false. So tell me, if you have this space in the midst of thousands of records, how will you be able to identify? And then when you try to sort or you try to filter, you begin to find issues with your data, and then it will be giving you the wrong data. Let me now show you, let me make it correct. So let me try to trim it. So let me trim this data equals to trim. So I want to trim this one that has this thing. It is still false. So let me move this here. So now I'm saying this equals to this, and it has removed the space. Another thing trim can do is it will remove the space at the beginning and end, yet it will not remove the space in between the words. So my name is Avula Emmanuel. When you use apply trim function here, it will only trim whatever thing that you have behind. So let me introduce a space here before and a space after. So let me use the trim function, trim. So you can see it has trimmed it. It has trimmed it. And so let me now test whether A equals to B. So equals to this, equals to this. So it's saying false because this has been trimmed. So it is no longer the same. Now, let me copy. Yeah. Because this has been trimmed, so it is now false. So it is now correct. So if you look at the beginning and the end, let me copy it and paste it here. No, sorry, let me copy and paste special. Copy, ESV, enter. Yeah. And then let me move this to here. And it's saying true because it has been cleaned. So the beautiful thing about trim understands that a name has a full name has a space in between, so it will not trim the full name. But if it has more than so let's introduce more spaces and look at it. It has still trimmed it. It has trimmed it into the normal space that can be introduced with a space bar key. So trim is able to address problems, spaces introduced by spacebar, but there are other kind of spaces. So let's delete this. There are other kind of spaces that cannot be addressed with trim. So first of all, we say equals and then trim this and then move it down. So yeah, it seems to have trimmed it, but it's only able to trim the one that has normal spaces. So let's copy and then paste special. So when you look at this is having a space at the beginning of a leading space. It's having a space, a leading space. So to cut the story short, all this data were compiled and taken to here. So we now have surname and first name, but these are with impurities on clean because they all have the spaces. Yeah. So our focus is to clean up these spaces. Now we will use trim to try to clean it up. So let's put the formula here equals trim, and then you hit enter. Yeah. So after applying trim, we still find out that there are spaces. It means there is a problem. Now we will copy and paste special, and then we will try to test these two, whether they are equal. So equal this, equal this. So it's saying they are not equal. And why are they not equal? Because this one, there was a space, and then the trim has already been applied here, so it's not equal. So you see a whole lot that are saying true, even though, yeah, so this is not yet trimmed, and this also not yet trimmed. So what do we do now? We have to go to find the space, the kind of space, because it's not a normal space, it's a non-breaking space. So we go to the one that is saying true, that is unable to remove. We go to the space, we paste it, and then we remove all the spaces. Now, when we remove all the spaces, it's now saying false. They are not equal. They are not equal anymore. So we hit it, we take it down. So now you can see that this is already cleaned. So this is how to clean non-breaking spaces. You find the space because the space is not a normal space, so trim is unable to trim it. So we will now call this as surname clean surname, and then we will delete all these unnecessary to minus, and then take this here, move this here. Now let's work on, yeah, so let's clean up the first name. The same thing we did. We already understand that there are so first thing we will try to trim it, equals to trim. This is the surname. This is the first name, the clean one. Clean first name. Now I want to copy all and paste special to remove any form of formula. Now to combine them, we are required by the contract term to provide the full name, and here we have the surname and the first name and the surname. So we'll bring all the clean. To bring the clean here, we'll have to hit the shift key, and then it will replace it. So we have the clean versions. Now let's say full name. So the full name, we will just use the ampersand key to combine it. So it equals ampersand, no, equals this, comma, space. You can actually do that. So this and this. So this is a very easy way to combine. You can as well apply the concatenate methods, but this is what the method. So I bet you there is a more efficient way to address this with just a single formula by combining the trim function, substitute function, and the character code for non-breaking space. You'll be able to solve this with just a single formula. So let's go straight to it. Now let's apply the trim function. Trim, and then let's apply the substitute, and then what are you trying to substitute? Wait, you want to substitute the name, comma, char, character 160. So that is the character code for a non-breaking space. And what do you want to substitute it with? You want to substitute it with a space, a normal space, and a normal space is written this way. So let's look at the number of, we have 1, 2, 3, so 1, 2, 3. So you see, you've solved the problem. Instead of going all the way, you solve the problem. Now, let us test whether this, because here we have removed it, and here we have also removed with the more efficient approach. So let's test it. Equals this, equals this. So we are expected to see through all the way. True. Voila. Take the full name, control shift down, copy, and then we'll go to our template. Where is our template? Yeah, so we have our template, and then we have the client's full name. So we'll populate it. I think we are also required to bring the first name and the surname. So I've populated this. We also have generated the coordinates, and the coordinate will also be brought in. Say ES estate 001. So we just say ES 001, and then we drag it down. Simple to generate. So serialize. If it did not serialize, you come here and then fill series. But here it has serialized already. The next that generated the property code. So the access code is here. So let's say property code. Yeah. So the access code is the next that we will generate. So don't go away. That is another interesting data wrangling skills that is on its way. Don't go away. Stick around so that you will learn how to apply skills such as randomization of data to generate random data. Thank you. While item number 5 requires us to generate a dynamic 6-digit alphanumeric access code that will keep changing every day. It should contain special characters and it should be dynamic. The 5th item, we are proposing 2 methods. One of them, we want to combine vlookup as well as the rand between functions. So let us go straight to the hands-on. So I created two sheets. One is called shuffling 1 and the other one is shuffling 2. We want to create a set of unique codes, not as much as the number of buildings we have. So we just want to create like 30 unique codes. And then we want to, the idea is for us to shuffle these 30 unique codes. Each time a click is made on this sheet, it will shuffle this unique code amongst the 250 buildings. We will have cases where some of the codes will repeat among the property owners, but I still believe it will be efficient. And the aim is just for us to learn the idea of reshuffling, reusing resources. So we have some set of codes that we created with serial numbers. So it requires us to have serial numbers as well as codes. So let me color it, let me make it beautiful. Yeah. So we have serial numbers 1 to 30, and then we have created 30 unique codes. Now the second sheet, we will still we'll create the second sheet, we will still create random numbers between 1 and 30. So how do we create random numbers? We just create rand. When it creates equals rand, when it creates this, it will give you numbers between 0 and 1. So, and that is not what we want. If you want to create create a range of random numbers between a range of numbers, you have to use the rand between function. So you say rand between what? 1 and 30. So it requires the lower number, which is the bottom, and the top. So I just hit enter, and then you drag it down, and then you keep seeing all the numbers are between 1 and 30. First of all, we mentioned that we will need to create the property codes. So let's also use the opportunity to create the property code, which is ES, which represent estate 001 all the way to 250. ES 001 to 250. So these are the to create the property code is as simple as that. So that has been created. Now this, so I will write it property code, and then these are random numbers. These are random numbers, and then so we'll now create a vlookup. We know that we have only 30 numbers here in the serial numbers, and then here also we have only 30, and so we want to look up. When we look up, each time it sees a number here, let it look up and bring out the code. That's what we are trying to say. Code access codes. So we say equals vlookup, and what are you looking up for? This, we're looking up the random numbers in which table? This table, and then we will hit the F for this thing to make it absolute, and then comma, and then what do you want to look up? We want to look up the second row, which is number 2, comma, and then you want it to be very, very, very accurate, and so you choose 0. If you want it to be approximate, then you can choose 1, and then you hit enter. When you hit enter, as you can see, we have the random numbers. As simple as, yeah. You have the random numbers actually, don't worry about that. By the time you drag this down to that, you have it. Yeah. So this is how to generate random numbers. So each time you click, so each new day, just click on this, and then you see it change. So property ES001 for now is AB008. Let's see. So now is AB014 curly brackets close. Now is AB027 at. So this is a way to generate random numbers that will be dynamic. Yeah. The second method is also very simple. Delete. Yeah. The second method is also very simple, and I bet you will really gain from it. So let me give you a clue about how numbers are being stored, how characters are being stored. So in computing, of specifically in Excel, numbers between 0 and 9 are being stored as 0 and 9. Character number between 65 and 90 represents uppercase character between A to Z. Numbers between 97 and 122 are lowercase character between A to Z. All special characters are between 32 and 47. Space character is 32. So I will explain to you what all these mean in a minute. And so let us begin to explore this. So if you say equals round between 0 and 9, round between 0, 9, let's see what to give. To give you numbers between 0 and 9. Let's see. Let's say round between 65 and 90 equals round between 65, 90. Enter. So it's giving you the actual numbers. Whereas by the time you apply the character function char and you close it, it will give you uppercase character between A to Z. Let's go again to round between. Okay, so let me just pick it from here. I don't want to waste time. Yeah, so when you paste it here and say equals, it gives you lowercase characters between A to Z. You do again equals round between 33 and 47. 33, 47. You close it. It gives you this thing, and you come outside here and say char function, and then you close it. So it gives you all the special characters. So when you combine all this, you'll see that you'll be able to generate the 6-digit codes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So let's do a code that it always begin with uppercase character and then a lowercase character and a number before a special character and then a lowercase character. So let me start. Equals round between okay, I'll start with character and then round between what around between, we want to start with the uppercase character, so 65 and 90. Yeah, 65 and 90. And so when you use the and, this thing, the ampersand symbol will begin to join them. So let's just go straight to add a number. So let's just copy and paste and say and this and change the numbers. So we want to do a lowercase. So let's say lowercase, which is 97 to 122, 97, 122, and um, paste again, and then we'll take a special character, which is 33 and 47, 33, 47, and let's go for another lowercase character. So and lowercase character is 97 and 122, paste, 97, 122. So we have how many characters here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we still have, yeah. So let's fix in the rank between 0 and 9. And rank between 0 and 9. Yes. So we have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we want to make it 6. And so let's take A to Z. So let me check. We have uppercase, lowercase, special character, lowercase. Okay, so let's still put another lowercase. So between okay, and paste. So no, let me take one, this, okay, between 97. I went and put 79. 97, please. 97. Go back here. 97. Right. 97 to 122 is small. Yeah. So we have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. So we have 6 digits character. So this is exactly how to go about it. I will take this to Notepad, where I will let me fix it somewhere. Yeah. So let me keep it safe. Now we will go to our template and then we'll populate it. Boom. So this is our template. We have populated the this is the template. Now we showed you how to generate the property code, which is very simple, and we said ES001 down all the way. Very simple. And then we will just, I prefer the second code we generated, so we'll use the one from Notepads, and then this is the access code. We just click, boom, and we already have it. So this is how to create dynamic access codes. And with this, each time each new day, when you click on the document, you'll see the code changing. Now, let's go to the amount. This way, in the terms of reference, it was stated that each per annum is 120,000 naira for the service charge. So let's go and drag this 120,000 naira down. Simple. Then the next we are to generate is date. So we need to generate the contract. Oh, this is actually supposed to be date. So let me shift it. This is not an amount. So let me pull it down by one. So this is unit service. Okay, annual service charge. Annual service charge. Yeah. So here we have the billing start date and the contract billing end date. So this is when the contract was signed between the consultant and the property owner for each of the properties. So we'll generate dates for each of the properties, and how to generate the dates will come up in the next videos. Thank you. So this session requires us to generate dates, the billing contract dates, which is the start and the end. And then from the start date and the end date, we use it to compute the billing periods. And then we are also required to round the date to the nearest quarter. So let's go straight to our template. So the template has the contract start billing date and also the contract end billing date. For the contract end billing date, we are assuming that the contract ends in December 31st, 2022. So that will be the same for the whole property owners. So we just go straight to 31/12/2022, and then you just drag it down. Now for the billing, for the start date, we have to generate random numbers between the period 2020 up to 2022. The assumption is that not all the resident owners moved into the estate the same period, and so they will not pay the same amount at the end of the day. So they will only pay the service charge for the periods that they moved into the estate. So we want to generate a set of, for the purpose of this tutorial, we want to generate a set of dates that will range between January 2020 up till December 31st, 2022. So we'll use the round between. The round between will still give us dates between two periods. And let us remember, a date is actually a number. You can change this date to number. The computer actually understands these dates as number. They start numbering the dates from day one is 1st of January 1900. That's day one. That's how computer understands. So all these dates are just for human understanding. The computer records it as numbers. So let me take it back to the same format. So let me take it back to the same format as the other one. So it has taken it back to number. So let's use the round between function equals round between. I said the start date should be, it's asking for the start date. So it will be in the form of text run between 01/01/2020 and another quotation mark 31st stroke 12 stroke 2022. So let's close it. It's giving us a number, like I mentioned. So for us to change this to the normal dates that will be pleasant in the eyes of humans, you embellish it with text, and text requires us to put the format of the text, and the text format is is the date format. So I will still put it in quotation mark and say day slash month slash year, and that will give us this. So this will give us random dates between 2020 up till 2020 to December 31st. So when you look at them, you keep seeing them. Now, we don't need this to keep changing. For the purpose of this class, we just generated random dates. So let's copy and then paste special. So copy Alt ESV, enter, and then these are just text. Now we need to compute the billing period. And the billing period you can actually subtract, because I earlier mentioned that you can subtract it. They are just number. You can say this over minus this, and it's telling you the number of these between these two periods. But there is a smarter way to work. I like working smart. So there is something called yearfrac. So there is a function called yearfrac. So we use that function equals year frac, and then this year, comma, this year, and it's giving us a fraction of the year, which is 0.63. So these are the fractions of the year that the residents spent within the estates, and they are meant to pay based on the amount of the period they spend within the estate. Now, we are told to round each of these to the nearest quarter. For us to do that, it means we can't just use this to multiply with the unit charge. So we need to round this. So 0.63 is supposed to be rounded to the nearest quarter, which is upper limit of the nearest quarter. So if you have spent even one day, you have to pay as if you've spent a quarter of the year. So now, by that, I'll now have to apply a formula called ceiling. So it's rounding to the upper. So ceiling equals ceiling this, and the ceiling requires the number and the significance. So we are rounding it to the nearest what quarter, so 0.25. That's what we are rounding it to, and so this has been rounded to 0.75. Let's see what this will round to. So this, it means this, if you increase the number of decimal places, it means there are a fraction of years, even though it's small, it has rounded to the nearest quarter. So no mercy. So you can see now we have the unit charge, as we earlier mentioned in the terms of reference. It's clearly stated that it's 120,000 naira per annum. So if you spend one full year, then you are to pay 120,000 naira. But if you spend less, so you have to pay as per the amount of time spent within the estate. So just a simple formula, this times this. So work done. And I thank you for watching the videos all through to this point. I really appreciate, and I believe you have learned a few skills in data wrangling, cleaning, data generation. So I would like you to please like,